And we are live. Hello, welcome to our next stream. Actually, this is the first stream on this new account, so this will be a short stream. Today we are doing heavy jet certification on the OnAir company Microsoft Flight Simulator career add-on. So, right, as you can see, we do have our OnAir opened, and currently my pilot, my user, does not have a heavy jet license certification, so we are going to be doing a Checkride in order to obtain this license. So in order to do so, you simply have to have your plane that you want to get certification in the same airport that you currently have your user, and then just navigate to your aircraft selection and a Checkride button will appear. So let's do that. And as you can see, we need to set a different model and location in our sim. So let's now do this. Okay, so we need the 787. And we need the proper airport. As this is a certification, you will be returning to the same airport once you have completed the steps from the instructor or the person taking your exam or administrating your exam. Right, I think we are ready. Let's go back in a moment to the OnAir company screen and we'll see if we've got all the checks in green. Then we will be able to begin our certification or the Checkride, and basically you need to get airborne and start listening to the commands that the person administrating your examination is doing. So basically the instructor will give you the heading, altitude and other possible instructions. So let's see how it goes. Are we all green on OnAir? Yeah. We need to fix the model. Right. Let's swap the models. Obviously, the video game has slightly different model. In this case, it was 787-10. However, it was Mark II and not 1. And now, as you can see, we have all checks in green, and we can start our Checkride. So let's start the Checkride and focus on
taxi to the runway and take off.
Right,
your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
So hopefully you've heard kind of the first command, and it was to basically taxi, which we are already doing now, and take off. So we have our Honeycomb yoke and throttle, so Alpha and Bravo. We have parking brakes on. Okay, we don't really need those. Let's maybe leave the VFR map for now minimized. And yeah, other than this, we are ready to roll. Yeah, we're looking good. Let's do this. Oh, I was using the yoke for a different configuration and I haven't changed it. So we need to change it to a jet instead of complex engine. Cool. Now we should be ready to fly. Wait, something's right, not right. let's maybe restart. The configuration might have screwed this up, so let's restart.
Fuel has been added during the flight. From 8,104.30 to 16,691.88
Let's start the
gallons.
Checkride again in the OnAir company. And we should be good to go again. So let's try this again. Okay. Okay, now it's working properly. Let's check our OnAir companion once again. And it seems to be tracking. Our current objective is taxi and takeoff, so let's just do that. Cool. Parking brake is released. Initial thrust is looking good. Let's do this. Full throttle. V1.
Taxi to the runway and take off.
And lift off.
Airborne time log. Fly runway heading.
We got positive rate
Continue
of
to
climb.
climb.
Gear up. And flaps up.
Turn
70%
right.
throttle.
Heading 220. Climb to 11,500 feet.
And we just heard the instructions. 11,000 feet. 220. So let's set our autopilot to 11,000 and heading 220.
Enter left downwind runway 07 right PL 69.
220. Heading to 220. Cool. Let's engage our autopilot. So, altitude 11,000, heading 220. So autopilot is engaged. But the plane is looking funky, so I'm not certain that it's working properly, but we are going up. We are gaining altitude. Let's see if it works properly till 11,000. And the heading is completely incorrect. So yeah, that's the first time that I'm actually flying this plane, so we don't need auto throttle. We definitely want to be following a heading. So I'm not sure where this is.
Continue to heading 220, altitude 11,500 feet.
Heading select. Looks like now it's following a heading. And we are currently around 11,000 feet, so yeah, it looks like it's working, fingers crossed. Anyway, let's reduce a bit our throttle. We are around 11,000 feet, and let's just make sure to align with our heading 220 at 11,000, and let's wait for next instructions from our instructor. I guess so far it's going somehow okay. we are at the correct altitude and almost at the correct heading, but I've had some issues enabling the autopilot to actually follow the heading instead of the flight plan. So hopefully from now on it will be smooth sailing or flying, but let's see. Cool. Let's increase a bit our throttle to around 40%, 50, just to maintain this current speed. And we are approaching 220 at 11,000 feet, so we are following our instructions. Let's wait for the next one.
Continue to heading 220, altitude 11,500 feet.
Okay, so 11,500 feet. 220. To navigate the autopilot more easily, I am using the Honeycomb Bravo kind
Now,
of autopilot
maintain
section.
11,500 feet and heading 220 for a couple of minutes.
Got it. So we just got our next instruction. Again, I hope that you can also hear it on the stream. Just to maintain the current altitude and heading for a few minutes. But probably it's going to be like 1 minute. So let's just enjoy the view. We are actually flying in South Asia, so the view is quite majestic, I guess, here. Overall, the certification should be quite easy. Just follow some instructions, take off from the airport, follow some instructions, and then come back and land at the airport. So hopefully we will pass the certification for a heavy jet license.
We will now start a slow turn exercise. Reduce your speed to 185 knots or less and maintain your altitude. Use your flaps if necessary.
Okay, so next exercise is low speed. So we need to reduce our speed to 185 or less, holding the current altitude. So obviously here the tricky part is that you can stall the aircraft. So yeah, let's just pull the power completely back and also use a little bit of flaps once we hit 270. Then let's slow down to around 180 and let's try to hold this airspeed, not to stall. So let's keep an eye for it not to go lower. Okay, flaps for now 1%. Okay, let's go maybe 2%, 3%. Okay, we've got master warning, or is it? Sorry, master caution. Okay. We are holding the altitude and slowing down, so let's just continue for a moment. Flaps 5%. Sorry, 5 degrees. English is tricky, right? And we are approaching our instructed speed of 185. So let's bring the power slightly up once we hit 180. I could use the kind of automated speed, but let's try to keep it manual as this is an examination.
Maintain your altitude and reduce your speed to 185 knots or less. Now, make a 360 standard turn to the left, maintain 11,500 feet and 185 knots or less.
Damn it, I was paying too much attention to the speed and I didn't hear correctly the heading, so I need to wait for another instruction. I heard that we need to maintain the current altitude, speed, but I didn't hear about the heading, so yeah, that's not ideal. Normally I would have to ask. the instructor to repeat the heading or the instruction step. So let's just continue for a bit on the same course. Unless I can take a quick peek on the OnAir company. Yeah, no, there is no heading. So I need to wait for another verbal instruction. I know that it's a left turn, right? But not sure about the heading. I guess we can start slowly turning.
Continue the left turn until heading 220.
220, sorry. Oh, okay, it's a 360, I get it. So we need to do a 360 at the same speed. Let's increase a bit our throttle. Two to 0, got it. The airspeed is looking good.
Go to heading 220, maintain 185 knots or less.
220, got it. So we do a 360, maintaining the altitude and speed below 185. And heading 220.
Go to heading 220, maintain 185 knots or less.
Let's pull back the power just a bit as we have started accelerating. And heading 220. We are almost there. 256, 25, 220. Okay, heading is set. We are almost done.
Go
with
to
the
heading
turn.
220, maintain 185 knots or less.
Almost done.
Resume to normal speed. Turn right, heading 350, descend to 10,500 feet.
350, 10,500 feet. Roger that. 350. 10,500 feet altitude. And normal speed, but we are descending, so let's not overdo this. Let's not overspeed. And flaps to 0. Okay. I feel like we are following the instructions pretty well, so hopefully we will get certified. And again, I'm using the manual throttle, but to make things even easier, you could easily set the speed as well with the auto throttle function of autopilot. So yeah, I just like manual throttle, but it's obviously one more thing
Now,
that you need to keep an eye on.
maintain 10,500 feet and heading 350 for a couple of minutes.
Cool, so nothing here to do, just let's cruise at the same altitude and heading as we currently are heading. So nothing crazy here. And I see that we are already heading slowly toward our airport, so maybe the end of the exercise is here, near. Anyway, let's wait for more instructions. But I think we are almost at the end of the Checkride. Let's pull back a little bit on the power. And for landing, we are going to take it manually.
Now, return and land at your departure airport with an appropriate IFR or VFR approach.
Cool, let's do a VFR kind of freestyle. So, yeah, I need, or at least I need much more space than this, so let's turn a bit left towards Macau. You see VMMC. So this will give me just a bit more of a glide path for the airport. So we are aiming at V and VHHH. Let's also start slowly descending, so let's make 7,000 feet. 7,000 feet has been set to our... Oops, too much. Let's reduce the speed. And can probably take a different glide path than this one. Cool, so we are at the last step of our checkride. We follow the instructions, now we need to land, and then we will know our final score. You can still fail the exam. You don't hear a pass or fail during the actual examination, so you always find out whether you passed or failed when you actually land. Let's reduce our altitude to 5,000 feet or 4,600, and let's start heading toward the airport. Oh crap, sorry. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Abort, abort, abort. That's nowhere near the... I thought, yeah, I was aiming at the pattern entry, and there's no way in hell we're gonna land with this type of aircraft with this little amount of distance. So yeah, we need to get more distance first. I like the altitude, but the distance is just not here. So let's make one large turn and then we can land. So let's keep the autopilot engaged for a moment, just to make it easier on our pilots. And soon we will disengage. As you can see on the VFR, we are doing quite a nice turnaround, quite a nice detour, but soon we will be landing. Okay, one last heading change, basically a 360 left turn. We are going way too fast, over speed. As we are still descending towards 4,600 feet. Speed reduced. A very, very wide turn, basically over Macau. So we should be seeing the Macau airport soon, which we do. Oh, sorry, different one. It's a smaller one. Oh, over there is the Macau airport. Oh, yes, we can see this one. But we are heading toward Hong Kong International. So let's complete our turn. And let's pull the power a bit up. And we should be good to land. Quite a nice day. We already see the pattern. Actually, let's ignore it for now. It should be good. We are aligned with the airstrip, so I think it's time to take it manually from here. I don't have visual yet. Oops. Or do I? I think I do. I think it's here. Cool, let's do this. So let's continue our descent. Let's pull back on the power. And soon we'll disengage the autopilot. A little bit of flaps to slow the aircraft down. We don't have the gear down. Let's rectify this. Gear down. Gear is down.
Hong Kong Tower, Air Hong Kong, 842 to 1 mile, easternbound ILS runway 07 right approach. Air Hong Kong, 842
Let's continue
Hong Kong
going
Tower.
down.
Altimeter tree,
Oh shit, sorry.
with 333 at 10.
Change heading instead of
Runway
altitude.
07 right approach. Cleared ILS
Okay,
runway
let's
07 right approach.
extend flaps
Air
even
Hong
more.
Kong, 842.
And let's disengage autopilot. I've got control. Let's switch the trim a bit less so that we are start descending. Okay, trim set. More flaps. Let's keep an eye on the airspeed. I think we are way too high, so let's make sure to adjust our trim. Okay.
193 with 333 at 10. Clear to land.
Full flaps. We are clear to land.
Cleared to land runway 07 right PL 619 112 tree.
It's the right airport.
I get the feeling that we are still way too high. By the way, we see the nice bridge to Macau going underwater. We don't need the map, so let's focus on landing. That's a big jet. Previously, the Airbus 320neo is definitely lighter. So anyway, let's focus. Yeah, we are way, way, way too high. Let's do some bad flying here, but we need to get lower. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. We are way too high. I see 4 white dots. Yeah, okay. It wasn't pretty, but we are now in a glide path. I see 2 red dots and 2 white dots. So, okay. Wasn't pretty, but we rectified it. We are way too high, but hopefully we will land.
50,
Flare.
40,
We are going way too fast, but hey.
30, 20.
Landing time log.
Yeah, it was.
Taxi
We
to your
basically
parking and
fall
shut
to the
down
sky
the
at the
engine.
end, but hey, let's engage the reversers. Flap, airspeed brakes. Oh, they were set automatically. Good. Good. Okay, let's taxi. And that's it. We will know if we have passed or failed our certification or Checkride. Let's switch on our taxi light. Okay. And that's it.
PL 619-1123, turn next taxiway.
Let's use our rudder. And the right engine as we are turning left. And we are almost at the taxiway.
PL 619-1123, contact ground on 122.55.
122.55 PL 619-1123.
Yeah, but the landing was not great. I was basically way too high. Way too high. And yeah, we did land, but it was kind of a, you know, a cheated landing, you could say. But hey, everyone survived, so I guess we are okay. We can always learn from it. Yeah, he's more fast in right hand side. That's a tight turn. Please, can we move? Thank you. I'm basically using only the right engine now to make this turn even possible. Like, it's super tight. The left engine is completely idle. The right engine is working. Now they will switch, so let's use the left engine now. And the rudder, of course. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but hey. I feel that with a proper glide path, we would have nailed this landing. Okay, we have arrived at our gate. Well, there's some ground service that's gonna probably run soon from us. And we have arrived, Hong Kong International. Just the last few meters. And here we are.
Near Hong Kong, 842 exit, runway with able.
Okay. Parking brake on. Landing taxi lights off. And let's disable our engines.
Engine off time log. Flight is finished. It has been monitored by OnAir.
Okay, let's now go to OnAir Companion, and as you can see, we have the phases or the steps of the Checkride. So taxi, initial climb, following the heading and altitude, slow turn practice, so it was the 360 we did, following the heading and altitude towards the airport, and also the landing itself. So it went okay, it didn't go brilliant, but I think it was still an okay try, and as the result, we did get our OnAir heavy jet license certification. So as you can see now, I have one more certification, and heavy jet is present here. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it, and that's how we do a certification on a new jet type in OnAir Companion, OnAir campaign and add-on. Of course, it's OnAir, so you can use it with Microsoft Flight Sim as well as X-Plane. But yeah, in this example, we used MSFS 2020. Cool. Hope you enjoyed it, and that's it. Bye bye.